Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Destin Business Forum, television show for members of the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce, brought to you by our good friends here at Cox Communications. Well, it's time for our second guest, and I'd like to welcome to the set Gregory Chou of Osaka Restaurant. Gregory?
That's correct.
Hey, good to have you with us.
Well, thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, good. Well, tell us a little bit about Osaka.
Well, basically, we were established back in 1998, back in Tallahassee, Florida. But we did decide to open up in Destin. It was someplace my dad fell in love with, and we started this place about 2003.
Okay, and like a lot of people fell in love with Destin, so we had to come over here and open up a business, and it's been tremendously successful over here.
It's been pretty well, yeah. We're pretty happy with how everything is. It's a very warm welcome, essentially, with how everything went when we started. So it's like, I know my parents are quite happy here.
Yeah, well, good, and you know, longevity, long-time success for a restaurant. There's several keys to why a restaurant can succeed the way that Osaka has. What do you think some of the keys are?
We're just keeping the place clean, also producing fresh items on a regular basis. I mean, the whole thing my father wanted to do is to try to put just some of the best quality he could on a regular basis. And so that's one of the things he wants to do, is follow with a rule of consistency, essentially. So. Okay.
And you get your employees and they stay with you guys for a while, don't they?
Quite a few have, yes, most definitely. It's one of those things we would consider a luxury. We've found some opportunity to hire some really good people, and they've really liked the system that we have, and we're pretty happy with that. So.
Good. Your newest location, Panama City Beach now?
Yes, yeah, we started a new one, and it's definitely a new little area for us. I have to admit, it's a little different from Destin, but my father saw a good opportunity over there, and it seems like it's a nice area. He saw some similarities to that Pier Park area, to Destin, but Destin is still unique, honestly, in our eyes. But yeah, it's been pretty exciting thus far.
You touched on something that I think is very important, and I know the answer to this question, but I'd like for all of our viewers and the folks watching to hear as well. One of the big things in Destin is Gulf to table, fresh fish. Yeah. You know, everything is locally caught, and that's something that you all work on there.
Oh, very much.
You know, you buy your fish locally. Talk about that and why you think that's important.
Well, that's important because there's really good quality. I mean, we were able to find a good location that we were able to get the top quality that we really needed in this area, and that's great because it just goes straight from just the sea to your plate. And I mean, what's better than that? Right. And so, but also just keeping it within the community, because we're all small business. And I mean, though we have other locations, we still want to go ahead and focus on being a small business and focusing what's in the area. And Destin really has a lot to offer, so we're happy with that.
Yeah, and buying locally is a great effect on the economy. You know, folks come to you and they eat. A lot of locals come there and dine at your restaurant, both lunch and dinner, and you in turn buy your fish locally. So there's a good trickle-down effect, which makes it good for everyone who lives here.
Oh, definitely. It's a great cycle. But the biggest thing is that Destin actually has a lot of great quality to offer too. I mean, you do want to focus on being the area, but obviously it's like if it wasn't that great, we wouldn't probably be as interested in it. But yeah, there's really some good items, like the fish itself. I believe our sushi chef goes there first thing in the morning and ends up getting some of the best quality that we actually try to get some of the items to send over to Tallahassee. So we're really happy with what's available here in Destin.
Wow, that's good. Now, you're not just hibachi, where you cook at the tables. You sushi, and you're one of the rare places in Destin too that serves sushi at lunch. I don't think a lot of people know that. Talk about some of the dishes you serve, the service that you give to your customers when they come in.
Oh, well, actually, it's just different types of options. Like, we have pretty much a traditional Japanese style, like if you want to do sashimi, which is just like basically the best cut on the loin. Also, we can do sushi rolls as well. We do everything from traditional style to like American style. If you want to have items that are completely deep fried, we have that. But we also have, you know, quite a few of the fresh items as well. And we want to give you that versatility, so that way it's never the same thing every time you come by.
What do you think it is about hibachi? Obviously it's the fun, but hibachi just draws people. There's something that makes people want a hibachi for dinner. What do you think that is?
It's because if you want to celebrate, and even if you have no reason to celebrate, you want to at least feel like you are. And that's one of the things that they do. You get that type of attention. It's literally from the grill straight to your plate. I think there's nothing better than that.
Right. And your hibachi cooks, your chefs at the hibachi grills do a great job entertaining as well.
Oh, most definitely, but they love what they do too. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the biggest things is, you know, you get feedback, and basically if someone's having a great time, that only makes them have a little bit more enjoyment out of their job as well. So it's good. It's like maybe more like a performance than it is a job to them. So.
And it really is, and the fire out of the onion volcano always scares my 7-year-old. I mean, she jumps every time that happens.
Oh, wow. Well, actually for me, my personal favorite is when they actually cut it and it just blows up as well. Yeah, I think that it's nice to have a little bit of a spectacle as well, because you know, when you just sit back and have a regular dining experience where you get the food straight to you, you don't really get a chance to see the procedure, but Over here, basically, it's like, yeah, as soon as it's done, it's right there in front of you. You see what all they do to put it on your plate. And I think that actually is a nice little element to it.
Yeah,
as well.
and it's always a lot of fun. Again, you've been in Destin since 2003. Osaka started, I think you said, in 1998.
That is correct.
And now you've opened in Panama City. We talked earlier with our first guest, success comes from enjoyment of what you do. I don't think you can succeed if you don't enjoy it. What is it about Osaka that's enjoyable? What makes it fun for you and your family who own the restaurant, and then for your employees as well?
Okay, well, actually, the biggest plus is that everyone's there to have a good time, and it's like you see that joy. I mean, when we're in a position where people are there to celebrate on a regular basis. I mean, you feed off of that energy, and it's really positive. But that's one of the biggest pluses. And a lot of times, like, everyone seems to be really warm. That helps out a lot as well.
And I know, because I have participated in or attended several charity events or nonprofit events where you guys actually give back to the community there at Osaka. Talk about some of the events that you do for other organizations that may want to come in for a lunch or a dinner.
Well, a lot of times we have like different types of groups that will come in. In terms of like the different types of charities, a lot of times this is basically, it's just based on the organization, but a lot of times what we'll try to do is just focus on basically just giving out just a little bit. But other than that, though, it's more or less just it's based on some of the events there, essentially. Right. If it's a cause that we believe in, we certainly want to go ahead and jump on that. So.
Right, and again, that lends itself to a good, strong community when you're able to give back as a business, and we appreciate, the Chamber appreciates what you guys give back. You talked a little bit about celebrations a minute ago. Talk about some of the celebrations you do, whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, things like that.
A lot of times we do that. When people come in, a lot of times it's someone's birthday, like a young child, or sometimes someone's older. Basically, they just want to make it festive, and that's what we want to do, is we want to give them that sort of attention as well. Anyway, with all the different mixes, we've also actually hosted a few of the receptions from weddings, which is a little different. It was something that was a little bit of a surprise to us, but we try to do what we can to just keep it entertaining and focus on just the celebration, if anything. So.
Yeah. All right, down to our last 50 seconds or so. What sets Osaka apart? Why should people come to Osaka for dinner or lunch?
Well, number one, you're going to get quality. First off, the item is going to be pretty much local, and on top of that, we also have trained chefs they've been with for a long time, so they know how to focus on consistency more than anything else. And number one, the place is very clean. We're always going to give you quality product.
And you can make reservations?
Yes, easily. You can give us a call at 850-650-4688.
Give that number one more time, and let's go slow.
Sorry about that. You can call us anytime at 850-650-4688, and we'll be happy to make arrangements for you anytime.
And your website?
It's osakadestin.com.
Thank you, Gregory. Appreciate you being with us. And ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned. We'll be right back with our final guest of today.